What's up everyone, welcome to Let's Play Mega Man X3, another entry in a series that is very near and dear to my heart. X3 is one of the only X games that to my knowledge I've only ever beaten once. I can only remember beating it once, and I've never 100%ed this one before. And I'm not really sure why, because I have a lot of fond memories of it. Like, I remember really liking all the boss fights, the designs, the levels. I remember it being a lot harder than the other X games. And I think it tends to get overlooked. And underrated, even by me, so maybe I'll come away from this LP appreciating it way more. So, X3 was the last of the Super Nintendo era X games before they changed the art style around a little bit. And it was also the first one to appear on the original PlayStation. I believe it was also on the PC, and it was on the Sega Saturn. There's a 32-bit version of it. And this is also the first time that Zero is going to be a playable character, although in a limited capacity. In X4, you can play through the whole game as Zero, and it's a really different experience from playing as X. Here, though, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. So when we last left off in X2, Sigma was once again vowing to return as he died, saying, and I quote, "Next time, Gadget. Next time." Mike does a way better Dr. Claw impression than me. I'm gonna destroy my voice doing that. Anyway, so we learned about the Maverick virus and that Zero was the last of Dr. Wily's creations and that the two are probably linked. And then X looked out over the sea, as always. Oh, hit the table. And then X looked out over the sea as always and wondered, will the fighting ever end? Which is where we pick up here in X3, and the answer is a resounding nope! We got a franchise to make. So a scientist named Dr. Doppler comes along for a while, and it looks like he solved the Maverick crisis. So a bunch of Reploids, a bunch of grateful Reploids found Doppeltown to be close to him. But then, instead of committing mass suicide, the Doppeltown Reploid cult goes berserk, seemingly under the command of Dr. Doppler. And they start laying siege to Maverick Hunter HQ, which is where we begin right here. Also, before we get right into the game, actually no, this is not where we begin, this is the end of the introduction sequence, and then it'll go to the start menu. So before I go on with all of that, I just want to, for those of you who are familiar with X3, especially the PlayStation versions, might remember that the PlayStation version of the game had a bunch of special animated cutscenes, and I will insert those when appropriate into the video, so you can get the benefit of seeing me playing the emulated SNES version of the game with the PlayStation cutscenes. There's really no big difference between the SNES and the PlayStation version of the game. This just happens to be the one I have. The cutscenes are the only real difference, and we will go ahead and start the game. And at the end of that little introduction sequence is right where we pick up in the intro to the game, with all of these Reploids attacking and carriers coming into the headquarters, and soon enough we'll see X getting deployed to the front door. Hey, it's X and Zero. Wow, I don't know how I've never noticed this before, but when you put X side by side with Zero, X looks ridiculously tiny. He looks like a little toy. I feel like I'm playing a little action figure version of X. Was that height difference always there? Because you see them side by side a couple times up to this point. I'm pretty sure he was bigger in X2. I don't remember if there was that size difference in X1. I mean, I'm sure they're using the exact same sprites, so... Wow, why have I never noticed that? That's so weird. Maybe Zero just hit his growth spurt. Anyway... I thought the boss door was way closer than this. So, there are a lot more variables in X3 compared to X2. And this son of a bitch... I hate you, Mac. Yep. Mac traps us, just like Vile did all those games ago. All 2 games ago. And who is Mac, you might be wondering? Well, Mac is fucking nobody. Mac is a big nobody who just comes in and traps like the most legendary of the X-Hunters ever. Just like that, betrays him, and then he fucks off to nowhere. And the only reason that's done is so that we can play as Zero for the first time, and he has that really cool dash from X1. He has all of X's buster abilities. If you charge up for a bit, he already has X's purple charge, which is normally reserved for the X buster upgrade. Oh, shit's falling on my head. And then if you let it charge 1 level after that, you get a green charge, and he can do his cool little 1-2-3 combo attack that you saw at the Zero fight in X2, where he does 2 big plasma shots and then a swipe with his saber. It does not create the shockwave, though, unfortunately. That saber swipe is insanely powerful, though, as you'll see in a moment when I fight Mac. And I'm getting smacked with balls in the face. Actually, it's gonna make this sound really out of sync. Got smacked with a ball in the face. Gotta maintain a proper timeline for the ball smacking. It's off to a really weird start. Oh, fuck you, Mac. So yeah, it's like 1 swipe with the saber and 2 or 3 pellets. And that is, the villain who trapped the legendary X-Hunter X. Or I mean, the legendary Maverick Hunter X. And now we get some feel-good dialogue between X and Zero, the 2 best friends. What was I saying before I started going on a tangent about Zero? Oh, so there are a lot more variables in X3 compared to X2. And what I mean by that is that in X2, there were really only 3 alternate events that you could affect. There were 3 choices. You could either collect all of Zero's parts, which would let you skip a boss fight versus Zero, or you would fight him if you didn't collect all those parts. And the third thing was that if you beat the game with no upgrades, Zero would appear in the credits sequence on the highway in Overdrive Ostrich's stage. So really, that's more of an Easter egg. It's really only 2 big choices that you have to make, or 1 big choice with 2 branching consequences in X2. X3, there is a lot more going on. And so what I'll probably wind up doing is I'll probably wind up doing a bonus episode to show off whatever I can't show in the normal playthrough. I will obviously 100% the normal playthrough, but you can't show all of the consequences for your actions in 1 playthrough, so I'll just roll all of that into a bonus episode. Something along those lines. So my route through X3 might be a little bit weird, because the details are still kind of fuzzy to me. I did do a practice run of this a while back, just to make sure I knew where everything was and I could get to it and all that good stuff. But again, I haven't played X3 in a really long time, aside from the little dry run a while back. And if I do everything right, I should only have to backtrack, I think, 2 times. It's just messy because the 100% is a lot more complicated this time, because there are so many different things to collect in this one. So in addition to all of the regular upgrade capsules and the sub-tanks and the hearts, like you usually have, there are also 4 energy chips, which take the form of pink capsules. I'm not going to actually go into any of those for reasons that'll be made clear by, I think, the first Sigma's Fortress stage, but I will show their locations and show what they look like and all that. And then, in addition to that, there are also 4 ride armors to unlock in this one, for a total of 24 collectibles, plus all the boss weapons and their charged variations, which play a bigger role in acquiring items in this one. And then we also have a few hidden collectibles, 2 this time, in fact, No Street Fighter moves in this one. No Shoryuken, no Hadouken this time. It really would have been fitting if instead of what they give you as a secret weapon in this one, they would have given you the Tatsumaki to complete the trio of X as a Shoto or X as Ryu specifically. So I already have the first sub-tank. Here I'm going to show off a little bit of how Zero plays. So Zero is pretty limited in this. You can see he starts off with a ton of health, but he does not get any of X's upgrades. He doesn't get any of the boss weapons. You can see he moves a lot slower than X. I'm not sure if his dash is actually slower. And again, because he can't get any of X's upgrades, he can't get stuff like the air dash or the upwards air dash or anything like that. He does output a lot more damage because of that saber swipe and because of the fact that he automatically starts off with a higher level of charge. So in the beginning of the game, he's a bit more powerful than X is, but that power difference is not really super important because Zero can only be used once per level, and he can't cross through these doors. As soon as you approach a door like this, as Zero, he immediately switches back to X. So you only get one use of Zero per stage, and he can't go through these doors, and he can't fight any of the stage bosses. There is, I think, one boss in the game that he can fight. I might be slightly mistaken about that. Oh, I hate this mini-boss. I do remember always having a really hard time with this mini-boss, and this is why. I take so much damage on this guy. So yeah, Zero is quite shit in this. He can do some damage, but... Oh, the other thing that I forgot to mention about Zero, he only has one life, and that's for, I think, the whole game. If you let him hit 0 health, then... Well, that's actually one... I can't believe I died! That's... If you let Zero hit 1 health, or 0 health, I mean, that's actually one of the... Not the choices, but one of the actions, or one of the events that can occur that will affect how the game plays out. But I'm not going to be letting Zero die in the playthrough, or in this playthrough, so you'll just have to wait and see the bonus episode to see what the consequence of Zero's death in this is. Actually, I don't think he dies. I think he just goes out of commission and has to be repaired for a bit. Anyway, though, let's go get vengeance on this mini-boss. So in Tunnel Rhino's stage, let's see, there are 3 collectibles, and I got the sub-tank already. I think I pointed that out. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm missing something. So I think every boss has 3 collectibles. Yeah, that makes sense. 3 collectibles. Because there are 24 in total, at least in the 8 main stages, and then there are 8 bosses, so that would make 3 per stage. Okay, I'm gonna shut up about all that for a second so I can focus on the mini-boss. Oh, no, I didn't jump high enough. I want to pour every last bit. That time, I just couldn't jump. The thing that you don't really see that clearly, when he charges the wall, if you're stuck to the wall, or if you're on the ground, he stuns you for a bit, and you fall off the wall, and you just can't move for a minute. So I let go of the charge too early. But this is going pretty well, as long as he doesn't hoist himself up in the air, like Wire Sponge, like he's doing right now, like an asshole. How did that damage me? I thought you could ride on that platform. I guess I was wrong. Oh well, vengeance complete. So what was I going on about? The collectibles in Tunnel Rhino stage. So there's the sub-tank. What am I gonna miss? Because I know I can't get all of Tunnel Rhino stuff yet. Oh, I think this is the stage with the helmet upgrade, and I don't think I can get the heart yet either. What do I need to get those, though? I can't remember. For Tunnel Rhino, I think I need the weapon upgrade, or the Buster upgrade from Neon Tiger stage, and I need the Triad Thunder, which is the weapon that you get from Volt Catfish, so I'm not going to be backtracking to this stage for a while still, because I don't plan on doing Volt Catfish until... I think he's one of the last 2 I'm going to do in this route. Yeah, I think He might be one of the last 3. Not sure. I won't be back in Tunnel Rhino stage for a bit still, because I think you need the charged up version of the Triad Thunder to get both of those missing collectibles. Anyway, this is Tunnel Rhino, who is a super easy boss. And now that I've called him a super easy boss, I am probably going to get steamrolled somehow. Oh, this is the start. This is how it begins. This is Spelunky Law. What did I call it? The Spelunky Curse? Yeah, it's in effect strong right now. And what he's doing is pretty much the same thing the mini-boss is doing. If you are on the wall when he slams into the wall, you'll fall down, get stunned, and you will actually take damage from him. That attack is pretty easy to dodge because all you need to do is air dash over it from the wall. If you're on the ground when he fires that other drill attack, though, you'll usually get hit if you're close by because it just comes out too quick for you to react to. Or it came out too quick for me to react to, I don't know about you. So the trick is just to make sure that you're a full room's length away, and then all of his attacks are pretty easy to dodge. And I knew it. I knew it. I'm down to 1 health as I'm talking about how easy his attacks are to dodge. Every time. It's the universe course-correcting my fucking hubris. Oh, let me make it through this fight and not die 2 times in this stage. I think I managed to get through X1 and X2 with fewer than 2 deaths, so I'm gonna be pissed if I die here. Oh yeah, I'll jump down and finish him before this gets out of control. I did say that one attack, that last attack he was trying to use at the end there, was easy to dodge. If you're just a little bit too low on the wall, though, you'll very often find yourself jumping into the invisible part of the hitbox behind the drills, and it looks like you're going to be able to make it over, but you'll just barely kind of scrape it, and that's enough to absolutely destroy the mighty armor of Mega Man X. So for doing that, we get the Tornado Fang. I'm gonna make a concerted effort in X3 to start remembering the weapon names. I already remember Triad Thunder, which I don't know how that's even possible, given how long ago I actually played X3. Oh man. And the boss I just went to... Did I skip the intro by accident? I wasn't paying attention. I went to Blizzard Buffalo. Which X2 did not have an ice-themed boss, surprisingly, so we're making up for lost time with Blizzard Buffalo. He's about as big as 2 bosses, and I think I can get all of the collectibles in Blizzard Buffalo stage without anything else with just the Tornado Fang. That's actually why I went to Tunnel Rhino. Tunnel Rhino's stage first was to get the Tornado Fang, because Tornado Fang is a weapon that I'm gonna need to get a bunch of collectibles, because it is the primary method for breaking down walls and blocks in this game. So it tends to get used more so than other weapons to access hidden secrets. Other than that, things are going pretty well so far. Oh, you sneaky, sneaky bastard. It's not really him being sneaky. It's more just me not being observant. Bastards. I hate all of them. I don't know why I hate these enemies so much. I think it's because I always expect them to shoot straight, and that I wind up jumping into projectiles so often. I don't know. It's less of a deficiency with them, more of a deficiency with me. And I'll just badmouth them for it anyway. Man, I forgot how much I like the music in this one. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting hypnotized by it. It's really, really good. You know, X3, again, really awesome soundtrack. and I was listening to it to find a good opening track for the little opening animation I play at the beginning of Let's Play series, and I really did forget how great this game's soundtrack is. There are a couple tracks that are pretty bad, but it's mostly golden apples as opposed to rotten ones. And the other thing, I don't know how I forgot this, X3 has one of my favorite Mega Man X songs, probably my all-time favorite X song, and it's the one you heard in the intro. It's for a boss called God Karma Sheen, which is all one word, and it's a weird portmanteau of God, Karma, and Machine. Calling the first half of it a portmanteau is kind of inaccurate because it's just the word God attached to Karma. And I don't know why he's named like that, because I can't really remember how the design of the boss looks, but really goofy name. Great theme, though. I love that theme so much. It's one of the best in the whole X series. Hopefully it doesn't take me 1,000 attempts. Oh no, of course I get it. Like on the attempt that I say that I'm about to cut out. Whatever. So the good doctor is telling us all about the leg upgrades. And I always like to get the leg upgrades as soon as possible. It provides about the same amount of mobility that it does in X2, and I have to backtrack real quick just to get... I believe the heart is over here. Something is over here. And I'm really low on health, so I'm worried about dying. Oh, right, it's the sub-tank that I need. The leg upgrades I just got to get. Oh, no, I'm at 1 health. Oh, shit. I just realized what's gonna happen. So the way the leg upgrades work in this is that you get the air dash from X2, and you also get an upwards version of it where you just go straight up, which I'm really concerned about doing right now, because every time the camera lowers, that floating enemy with missiles respawns, and that really concerns me. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm dead. No, I'm not. Come on, I don't want to die twice. This is gonna be an... Ooh. This is gonna be agonizing. No. Oh, am I gonna die once per stage? What the fuck? No. Okay, we have all the collectibles for the stage out of the way. No, I want the health. No, I want to fill my sub-tanks. It's all going downhill so fast. Why? Oh, I think I have all the collectibles for the stage, so I am just going to kind of try to... Oh, I'm not falling for your tricks this time. I'm just going to try to burn through that section that I died on. Yay, at least I can get a little bit of something for my troubles. A little bit of sub-tank fuel. Yeah, what I was saying about X3 being a lot more difficult, it's actually difficult in the same way that the Souls games are, in that if you just plow ahead recklessly, you tend to get killed a lot more often in this one. I do remember that pretty clearly. It's a harder X game than either of the other two. Or I mean, either of the previous two. It's still not insanely difficult, like it's not going to stand up there with I Want to Be the Boss or anything, but there is definitely a noticeable prioritizing on execution and strategizing in X3 that wasn't... It was lacking in X1 and X2, but it wasn't entirely absent, if you know what I mean. So this is all Blizzard Buffalo can really do, is he charges from one side of the room to the other, and then occasionally throws out spiked ice balls, much like the way Wire Sponge works. You know, I compared the last mini-boss, the one from Tunnel Rhino stage, to Wire Sponge too. Yeah, he's like a combination of that mini-boss and Tunnel Rhino and Wire Sponge. Except easier than any of them. all you really have to do to avoid taking damage from the charge is give yourself enough room to react, which, if you keep him at the very edge of your vision so you can just see, like, say, his fist, by the time he starts his charge up, you can already be dashing way across the room and you can make it up the wall and over him in time to not take damage. If you do get caught by him, though, he will mash you against the wall and deal massive amounts of damage. He does a lot. So, just one more hit. I'm actually gonna wait this one out because he has one more desperation attack he hasn't shown, and that's it. If you get caught in that ice beam, then he just freezes you for a little bit. Not enough to actually start his charge up and reach you unless you're at, like, point blank range when he hits you with the beam. You can just kind of waggle your way out of the ice, and then it's fine. Strangely slow reaction times from the boss. There's also a really fun way to screw with his AI once you get the air dash. What you do is, once you have him pressed against the corner, you get up right behind him, you jump, start the upwards version of the air dash, which is just holding up and dashing, and then you terminate it right away. You let go of the button and drop right back to the floor. What Blizzard Buffalo will end up doing, he'll turn around and then turn back to face the wall again. And he'll just get stuck in a loop doing that. If you air dash up, drop, fire, and rinse and repeat, he'll just get stuck in a loop. Now we have the supposedly evil Dr. Doppler introducing us to some of our new intermission antagonists, I guess you could call them. Bit and Bite, who are taking the places of the X-Hunters in this game. The X series kind of does an interesting thing where every game they kind of introduce a new tertiary antagonist. You know, Sigma's always going to be the main big bad villain, but every X game kind of introduces a new antagonist to step in for Sigma until you get to the end of the game. Like in X2, it was all of the X-Hunters, and that's clearly vile, and they have no regard for grammar or mysterious Maverick. The X games always do this weird thing where they really poorly conceal the identity of characters who aren't supposed to be properly introduced like that. Anyway, like, X2 had the X-Hunters, X3 is Doppler and Bit and Bite and Vile. X4 has all the stuff with Colonel and Iris and the General, and I can't remember the other character's name. Anyway, though, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching this very frantic, manic episode. Take it easy. Have a good one.